Hey guys, what's up? Charlie Moore here with Kush, bringing you the next episode of Planting Seeds. This is becoming so much fun, by the way. This month we are identifying SDG number 7, which is going to be affordable and clean energy. So we have some awesome guests. This is a guest from a blast from the past of mine. I came from the energy sector, from the energy industry, particularly in solar, dealing with raw materials. And the first person that I really started working with was who we're going to be bringing on as a guest, and it's an absolute honor. And we're gonna dive into it a little bit. So I'd love to. And we're real quick before I bring in the introduction to Alex. We're here to learn about the sustainable solutions of what we can be doing tangibly and tactically in our own backyards and how we can develop this into our communities. That's what Planting Seeds is all about. At the same time, we bring in the musicians to bring some entertainment. So it's all a matter of coming together as a collective and learning from each other and being a part of each other. So that's what Planting Seeds is about. I don't know if I ever said that before on the previous episodes, but it's important that we understand why we're here. It's really a matter of that we're going to get a really high level of education. Alex has a huge past with the solar industry. We pretty much came into the solar industry together. So I'd like to bring Alex Keeley on board.
Hey, Charlie.
Hey,
all right.
Finally, face to face after what, 16 years?
as face to face as you get these days, I guess. Yeah. Right?
Oh, so Alex, me and you met, what did we say, 2004?
Yeah, I think that's right.
Yeah, I mean, we were talking about how that was like the golden age, or that's at least the growth to that golden age of silicon, right?
Yeah.
So I met Alex because I was looking for broken solar cells to turn into calculator chargers and light chargers. And when we first met, it was broken solar cells, right?
Yeah. I was pretty new at Evergreen. I was a new kid out of business school, and my first few months trying to figure out how to make an impression and walking through the factory thinking, man, they're throwing away all this stuff. There's got to be some way to make value out of it. And then I got connected with you and your brother and found out, wow, there are actually people who'll buy this stuff from me. Great.
I remember the first few early points of the logistical little nightmares that we had. Remember, we were first when we were buying them, we were getting them in drums, and we all scattered. And I remember getting some, and they were like, I don't know where the sawdust came from. You could tell me where the sawdust came from. There was sawdust in it, and wrappers from like fast food.
Oh yeah, it's the trash, right?
Yeah. But we got to the point where we started customizing boxes and shipping it and categorizing and creating a solar cell categorization for off-grade and broken solar cells.
Yeah. And now it's made millions of solar lights around the world on little garden lights. And things, right?
So we had a lot of fun together, and unfortunately we never met face to face. So this is really the first time we're actually seeing each other relatively live. And as you said, as face to face as we can get right now.
Yeah.
So, but it's an honor, and hopefully we do get to meet at some point. We did years and years of business together. It was so much fun. So Alex, tell us about where you are now and what you're up to.
Sure. So left the solar panel manufacturing world when manufacturing in the U.S. became just too difficult. Everyone in China started making solar panels. It really became a national program for them, right? So found that was not the best place to try to compete, and decided I wanted to stay in solar. I wanted to move downstream closer to where the actual projects were being developed, and started with a company called Select Energy and been there since. I think I've been there 11 years now. It's crazy. Or I guess 10 or 11. Yeah, a long time. I don't know. And we develop and install commercial solar. So, think of Walmart roof sort of things, or school roofs, or, parking canopies, things like that. So not like acres and acres in the desert, and not little residential, in between.
That's seeing what's so cool about it is that, you know, I can say this almost with confidence is that you've been through the entire ladder of production operations. You know exactly what goes into producing a solar panel. And even though the technologies are a little different, you guys are making the wafers, making the cells into the panels all in the US. And now you're putting the solar panels out there in these big commercial environments.
Yeah, I mean, it was cool to see, be able to see the industry from beginning to end, and get involved a little bit in everything along the way.
Yeah, I had the easy part. I just had to move it. You know.
You're the easy and rewarding part. You talk
Yes,
about the
I
golden
did.
days of solar. I'm still waiting to make money in this industry.
Oh, I had a lot of fun. I had so much fun in the industry. It was, and we were like the other day, we were talking about, let's talk a little bit too, how the industry, because it really matured quickly right in front of our eyes. I don't think we both realized like the infancy stage that we got in and how fast it became an adult, so to say. Back then we were talking about how the conferences were big parties and everything. And now it's just much more not.
Well, the first conference I went to was in the basement of a Ramada in Washington, D.C. And that was the whole thing. And it was a bunch of guys in ponytails showing off their, cool gear. There was like one big inverter in the basement. Everyone was crowded around just to look at all the capacitors and whatever was in there. And everyone thought it was really cool. And now, the shows this year, I don't know if there'll be any shows. I don't think there will be any live ones, but there, typically tens of thousands of people go. Everyone's in suits. They're massive. They go on for, just hall after hall. It's total difference from where it was when we started. And it's great to see. And now there's more renewable energy added every year than any other energy source, more than natural gas, which a lot of people don't know, but it's the number one source of new additions to the grid is solar and wind.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So it's been in the US and worldwide. Sometimes it's like, just ekes it out in the US, but doesn't hit it worldwide. Sometimes it's worldwide and doesn't quite hit it in the US. But for the past 2 years, every quarter, there's companies that track that stuff. And I love it when they come out and show that we're doing more new renewables than gas. And coal, last year, coal went down 30%, which is just a great thing.
Wow.
It's on its death throes right now. And
especially here in the US, it is.
Yep.
Yeah.
And no one's building new. Anyone would be crazy to build new coal. It costs over $3 a watt to build a new coal power plant.
Yeah.
And then you got to buy the fuel, and nobody wants that power. And you can build solar for well less than $3 a watt, and the fuel's free.
Now you can. Now you can. In our, what was it going for? About $9 a watt installed?
When we started, it was crazy. I can't believe anyone bought
it. There were no lease programs back then. There were no finance programs. That was a straight buy. It was crazy. No, no incentives, no subsidies.
People were dedicated, and it started in the pot fields in California where people wanted to be really off grid. They didn't want anyone to know that they were using electricity, and that's really where it got started. It was all off grid. It was powering grow lights. How cool is that?
That makes a lot of sense when it comes to the cash buys at that time.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh man. So tell us about. All right. So you said what? Really, you've been with Select for 11 years.
I guess it's 10. So it started in 2010. Yeah.
Dude, time is flying in front of us, man.
I know.
Gee,
it's crazy.
It's not fun. All right. So in 10 years, what have you seen? Because one of the questions I do have for you actually doing these installations. Okay. So there was always a big concern, still is a big concern of the lifetime of the solar panels and the maintenance of the solar panels.
Yeah.
So in the 10 years, have you seen that it's not as worrisome as what was projected before back in like the 06, 07 period? Or
Yeah, it's so reliable, and that's why you talked about financing. Now every bank wants to lend a solar project because they think they're really reliable, and it's because there's tons of statistics. And my company, we develop and install. We also operate and maintain, and we have a monitoring, a network operations center where people glued to computer screens looking at 650 growing commercial solar projects all around, encompassing, I don't know, tens of thousands, maybe 100,000 panels. And we're replacing, handful of panels here and there every year. Out of those thousands and thousands, it's just a few, and you replace them. It's not a big deal, Or our service techs know that if they're going out to a site, they just put an extra panel in the back of the truck and can swap it out. Usually it's cracked glass. The thing still operates even. It's got the cracked
really?
glass on it. Yeah.
Really?
It's
Okay.
like a windshield.
Yeah.
It's got the plastic in it, so it cracks, and over time it's going to have problems, but it keeps operating.
That's awesome. I was thinking, to me, my biggest concern was moisture getting in and oxidizing some of the leads on the cells.
Right.
That's what my fail point was, sort of,
Yeah,
So-
well, you're right. You get the cracked glass, and eventually, so moisture's going to find a way in.
Yeah, moisture.
Then you got problems.
Yeah,
But,
moisture always finds its way.
Right.
So now, you said over 650 sites that you guys have done in the 10, 11 years?
Yeah, we've, not all of those we've developed. So we've probably developed 500, 550 maybe, but we started picking up sites that other developers have installed, and then they sort of walked away. They came in from out of state or whatever, or maybe they went out of business. And so we have a service division that picks those up and takes care of them, because it's, the average business owner or school facility manager or whatever, they don't want to constantly be checking their solar, right? They usually install it and forget it, and they don't look at it for a year, and then they realize, geez, it's been down for months. I should have been watching it,
It's so true, though. It's so true. You don't realize it until it's too late with that. Now, with the servicing, do you find it necessary to clean the panels seasonally, or like does that help increase efficiency enough to do a cleaning? So
our installs are here in New England generally, and the rain does a pretty good job. In some places they're dusty, like we've got some on the edge of a quarry or next to a cement plant. Those will do more cleanings, but for most of them, they'll check them every year, but it's more like maybe every 3 years they'll clean it, and even then it's sort of optional. We'll tell people, here's the cost, and it's going to increase it that much, and sometimes people go for it, sometimes not. So it's in between. I've got them in my house and I've had them for 12 years, I think now, and I've washed them once.
Okay.
So I don't know. It's a pain in the ass to do, right? So
I'm going to presume that you have a typical New England house with a very steep pitch to get up there, right?
Yeah, and so I had to have someone wash my windows, and they happened to have a really long pole with a brush on the end of it. I said, do those panels too. And
there you go. Exactly. That's awesome. So tell us about, what would you say would be your most memorable project that you guys did, and what made it memorable for you?
Oh boy, that's a tough question. I don't know. I think the projects that I've done just keep getting more and more complicated somehow. So that's like,
you like challenges.
Yeah, I like challenges, and I keep breaking new ground, and I keep getting ribbed by my colleagues, like, wow, that's going to be, you're going to break your own record and now have the new longest running project development cycle ever. I've got one with a university that has a major research and design facility that has 4,000 scientists on it. they're all working on top secret stuff. So you go in and they, take your cell phone away. You can't take any pictures there. It's on an Air Force base, this research facility. So we're developing a solar array and a microgrid. So it's going to have a battery, and then just a big ass battery, like the size of a truck.
Mm-hmm.
That's actually just generating or charging, discharging all the time. All of that together is on land that's owned by the federal government, controlled by the Air Force, leased by a major university, and like the R&D facility that we're putting this at, that has its own bureaucracy because there's 4,000 people that are working at a top secret facility. So that's my most recent challenge. But it's fun, and dude, everyone wants to get it done.
That is awesome. That project sounds amazing. I could just imagine what you guys had to do with agreements to get things to even be mobilized.
Years of lawyers working on things, literally years. But we're moving forward now. We're going to get it built. Probably be early next year at this point, but it's moving forward. So
what size facility? Like what size plant are you guys looking to build?
So it's actually, the solar got smaller and smaller because they have super strict restrictions on their roofs, and they have all these crazy safety rules, and there's certain buildings that we can't even touch because they're so top secret. There's other ones that produce semiconductors where the whole building is actually suspended to avoid any shaking of the machine. So we ended up getting, it's 180 kilowatt solar, but it's a
180K still a nice size system.
And it's 2.5 megawatt hours of battery. So it's tons of batteries and a little bit of solar.
Wow.
It's kind of crazy, but it works.
That's awesome. Now, the large battery that you're talking about, just for our audience to know and everything, what's the internal guts of this battery,
Yeah, so actually, I don't even know if I told you, but now my latest thing, I'm really spearheading our efforts getting into energy storage. That's going to be the new big area for the grid, because we got to take all these gas plants offline. Gas is better than coal, but it's not sustainable, right? We can't have gas powering our planet forever because we're just going to have runaway climate change. So in order to transition to renewables, 100% renewables or even 50%, we need a new solution. It's really, energy storage has come of age. Everyone's got lithium-ion batteries in their pocket all day long, and in their laptop and in their cars now. And you can get them any size you want, the size of a truck, size of many trucks lined up next to each other. And so that's what this project is really all about. It's trying to balance the load so that this one, big ass facility here, it's smoothed out, and when the sun's not shining, they've also got other solar at the site. So when the sun's not shining, the batteries can be discharging and keep everything running, and hopefully that starts to eliminate the need for things like peaker plants, which are really, it's just a way of building a big ugly plant that sits there all year long and only runs like a few hours a year, and we're all paying for that. And when they do run, it's dirty as anything. And so that's the new thing. Get rid of the peaker plants and keep building more solar to get at the base load.
Dude, and I hope everyone was really listening in carefully what he was just talking about. The peaker plants. I never heard that terminology before, by the way.
Yeah.
Peaker.
I mean, how do you meet the grid's needs on the hottest day of the year when everyone's AC is cranking? Well, you got to have enough generation just sitting there waiting for that 1 hour, and that's what those plants are all about. And they get big contracts just to sit there for most of the year, and usually in neighborhoods where the people don't have a say about what goes in their neighborhood. There's a big economic justice issue there, and they produce dirty air when they are operating because they only have to operate a few hours. So
So it meets the annual emissions by that few hours of operation.
Right. Exactly.
Oh man. No, see, and it's so important for everyone to understand that. And this is great too, because I think we identified that solar is reliable. It's easy to maintain. And these commercial entities, you're 100% right though. The energy storage is where it's moving. I actually, on a little tangent, I came across a company down in Florida that was creating energy from heat storage, and they stored the heat through a vacuum, through vacuum pressure at its ultra critical boiling point. So it immediately it would bring the water temperature immediately to 800 degrees Celsius. So it maintains stability because it reached that ultra critical, and it pumps out energy. And they were using parabolic solar systems to convert that heat. It was a pretty wild system too. I was pretty impressed. I was like, that's a technology that you don't see every day. And that heat battery powers a steam engine. And that's where all the heat gets pumped into. Yeah. So the engine is providing the power. Very, very unique.
That's very cool. And thermal energy storage, I think, is really cool. It can be pretty old school, but it meets with sort of the grid edge, if you will, of like, now you've got internet controlled devices everywhere, right? And if you've got a million water heaters in a utility district, let's say, and you can turn the heat down a little bit for an hour on those when the grid is really peaking, it makes a huge difference. And there's a lot of companies now looking at that, looking at even just these big blocks of material. It could be concrete or stone or whatever, and you can heat it and cool it and use that to balance the loads too. So it doesn't have to be necessarily new technology. It's just using the technology in different ways.
Yeah, just repurposing. And that's why it's so cool. Yeah. It's Alex, we're going to be doing a lot of work together, man. I'm telling you, we're going to get back into new golden ages, because I think so I know you put together a video for us. Are you cool if we share it?
Oh yeah. Yeah, sure.
All right, Steve, let's hit that video.
I didn't know you were doing the music too. So this is one of our installs. I think is a good example. We did a ground mount solar there.
Yeah.
Big solar field. They had this land they didn't know what to do with, and so we converted that to solar. We added solar to any of the buildings that made sense. You can see a bunch of the rooftops there.
Beautiful.
And then they have a huge parking lot, and so we're able to cover that, which we'll see in a second too. And I just love doing projects with schools because there's just so many, benefits. It's educational. There's a lot. It's a new technology people should understand, and you can learn about it having it right on your campus. Everyone wants to have a green campus, right? And saves them a ton of money, and it's going towards their mission. So it's great. So those are canopies there, big ass canopies. There's a lot of parking underneath there.
I can tell those cars look like ants.
Yeah. And then people park under it. The cars aren't broiling hot in the summer, right? And not covered with snow in the winter. So
how many panels are on the larger one there?
Oh boy. I don't know. It's 2.8 megawatts. And it might have flashed it up there a second ago, but it's thousands.
That's awesome. Just a great job. Wow. You guys did a beautiful job on this.
Yeah. I love the campus is, I think it's about half powered now by solar. So kudos to Stonehill to taking the leap. And I think it worked out really well. We're saving them a bunch of money, and they can be, they got their green cred that can go into the, there's a lot of books that kids looking at colleges now look at that rank all the colleges in their greenness, and
Yeah,
they're not just greenwashing. They're having a serious impact.
it really is. You know what I loved about it too, in this on the ground mount in the fields, it didn't destroy the integrity of the ground flora itself.
Yeah.
You kept the grass. It's a lot of people think that by putting up solar systems, it would destroy the natural environment, but to which the angle that you're positioning it for the sun, it still allows ample light to still get in there for the plants and the native, the native environment to still thrive.
Well, I wish we knew what we know now when we built that, because now the thing is to make it pollinator friendly. So not just grass, but plant a lot of just natural wildflowers.
Yeah. You're talking to the bee guy. You know that, right?
I know. You're a bee master. I would love that, but I'm serious. It's, pollinator friendly solar is the new thing that everyone's talking about for ground mounts.
100%. And I would love to talk to you guys about that too, because I have some cool little solutions that might tie in some habitat values. So we'll keep that on offline call.
Yeah, right.
So no, Alex, you guys did a beautiful job. Now, what is, out of all of your projects, I mean, what's the geographic radius that you guys are touching right now?
A lot of solar is driven by incentives. And so Massachusetts has great incentives. So most of our projects are in Massachusetts. We've got a bunch in Rhode Island. They've got okay incentives. A bunch in Connecticut. They've got okay incentives. New Hampshire's got nothing. And Vermont, I think we sort of missed the boat, but it's really more utility scale because it's all Green Mountain Power. They sort of run the show there, and they've done a bunch, but we didn't do any of those for them. So that's it. And we've got a couple installations in Illinois, kind of a far jump, but our CEO grew up in Illinois, so he wanted us to plant our flag there too.
That is awesome. So now, all right, so you got this cool Air Force project going on. What are your targets for the next steps? I mean, what do you guys envision?
It's getting, more and more mainstream. And so it's working more places geographically. So, we've approved our model in, New England, let's say. And now I'd like to really see us grow geographically, and because of the commercial market isn't very widespread. There's not a lot of people knocking on doors telling companies how they can save money with solar, and it's not something that happens on its own. Companies, school districts, whatever, they're not seeking out solar. It's more you gotta go to them and show them
the value
how it works, show them the money, and so that's a lot of what we do. And so next step is really, to get it more geographically dispersed. So it's not just a dual coast sort of thing, get the whole country swinging.
But you're right though. It's so funny too, because even now, even how mature the industry is, if you go, it's just to, I mean, even for myself now too, I mean, there's been a major transition of manufacturers, of brands, of reputable brands too. We haven't yet identified the brands to be associated with and the reason of why. So I think that solar piece is a big piece that's really missing in the industry as a whole, providing that general low-level that low-lying fruit education to the general public of that brand marketing, which I'm very surprised about that it's not here yet. I was expecting to see like Jinko commercials on TV by now.
Yeah.
So come on, I think you need to put it out there. I think you need to create that, be that big brand that comes in and educates the public.
I think Kush has got to help us out then. Well,
yes. I told you we're gonna be having fun until we're old and gray and still never meet each other.
Right.
I am graying up pretty quickly though. My beard goes white now. My 4 kids kick my butt. So Alex, call to actions. All right.
Yeah.
You gave a great education on solar. You're showing, and everyone listening in too, Alex, he came into this industry at infancy stage before it really went to really commercial viability or commercial interest, we'll put it that way. And he's building these massive systems now. It's going to expand energy and everything. You're listening to one of the greatest experts in this entire industry right now. So, and Alex, I'm honored that you joined me. I know you would anyway, but just because it's me.
Oh, of course.
So call to action. Let's hit people with a high note. Like, let them hear from you as the expert of things that they could do and get involved with. And
so as I said, solar doesn't sell itself. People aren't seeking it out. So everyone's got to be involved in just getting a quote, right? Just get, if you own your own home and you've got a decent roof on it, go get some quotes, look into solar. Maybe it won't work out if you got too much shading or, where you are in the country, the utilities aren't friendly or whatever, but you won't know if you don't try. So you got to seek it out. You got to go get someone to, take a look. If you don't own your own home, if you're in an apartment, you can get community solar. Look that up. They're all out there on social media. That's where you can basically take a portion of the solar electricity coming off of a field somewhere else. Some states allow it, some states don't. But that's another way to get it. If you know someone who owns a big commercial building or has a big plot of land that's not, productive otherwise, get them to just go out there and get quotes. Look at solar, look at, wind in parts of the country is big. Everyone needs to be a part of trying to push that. And then everyone should be trying to push the policies too. We need more support to move faster because it's commercially ready and it makes sense, but we need to move faster. We all recognize that. Like, we're going to hit 2 degrees Celsius and keep going and wondering what the hell's happening when it's 100 degrees out, right? So, like, we gotta
right now,
right. So we gotta go faster. You gotta, help accelerate it, and you got to push your politicians on that, because if we're not pushing, it's not going to happen.
I love it. I mean, dude, you hit the high points, man. People, just everyone out there, just get proactive, educate yourself around it, and become a voice, become an advocate of your community to want to push and see what you can do to build incentives. I think that's the biggest thing, is really the incentives that becomes a big driver in any local communities.
Yep. Yeah. Incentives drive it. I think on the scroll there, I've seen SierraClub.org come through a few times.
Yeah.
They're a great organization. Just, they promote all this stuff. They're sort of the rabble rousers that are doing the grassroots movements, that are knocking on the politicians' doors, that are doing the work that gets the politicians to get up and move on this stuff. So, check them out. And
how long have you been?
They do great work.
How long have you been involved with Sierra Club?
Oh man, I don't know. Probably since college or before, which is too long ago to tell you.
Wow, that's great though that you've been part of them that long. So yeah, no, everyone, you see the link down below, SierraClub.org. If you want to name drop Alex Keeley, name drop the guy. Alex, this is awesome, man. I really appreciate you coming on the show. What we're doing with Kush is we're turning Kush into also the acronym. So even though we are tied into the hemp industry, and pushing for a lot of values with hemp, because we can identify it with many sustainable values, we also turned it into an acronym of keeping us sustainably healthy. So what we're here to do is to provide that sustainable education and bring experts like you on board to just help educate the public on becoming a collective towards building a better and healthier future.
Well, that's awesome, man. I love what you're doing, and I think it's great. And It's I'm glad to be part of it. So thanks for having me.
Thank you. And yeah, I would love to let's build some education out there from what you guys are doing, and we could let's educate the world, man. Let's
That's
push
great.
them in the right direction.
Yeah,
Cool.
absolutely.
So, Alex, thank you so much for joining us. Again, this is Alex Keeley. He's a badass. I hope you guys saw the whole interview. If you didn't, go back to the beginning. It's definitely worth your time to watch. And I know you're in Cape Cod right now, so really enjoy your time, man, and just take in this summer as it is.
Yeah, you too.
Thank you.
Yeah,
I'm going sailing tonight.
Good. Love it.
All right. Cool. Alex. All right. If do you have any last parting words? What do you want to leave people with?
Oh boy. I don't think so. Just again, thanks for having me. This is great. And keep doing what you're doing, man. It's awesome.
Cool. Thank you, Alex. Take it easy, man. I'll keep you posted. All right, guys. That was awesome. Alex and I have known each other, like I said, for so long. We did a lot of business together, and it was just an honor to have him on here. That was the first time we ever saw each other actually face to face, which is really funny that we did so much business together and never actually met. He is a true expert in this industry now. He's been in it since the infancy. So if you guys missed the segment or caught in between the segment, go back and listen in. It's amazing how passionate he is about the industry. So it's awesome. So this is what it's all about. I mean, this is Kush. We're talking about renewable energy. That was a renewable energy expert. You heard it from one of the best guys there is. And time to introduce our next guest. Rob, you here? Where's Rob? Rob,
hi there, Charlie.
Rob, good to see you. Dude, you're awesome, man. You're going to sound so much better than me. This guy has the best mic and voice and audio tuning there is. So he's going to make me sound like crap, which is awesome.
I mean, I do my best.
No.
It just happens to be pretty good.
So Rob, I know so we're going to jump into two things today. We're going to jump into VBT, and then we're going to jump into AquaCherry later. Okay.
Certainly.
So the first time I saw you guys, I knew, I was like, I have to get a hold of these guys. What you guys were doing with VBT is absolutely outstanding. You guys did a beautiful job, very engaging, very entertaining, and you're helping so many people while you're doing this. And that was so inspiring to me as to why I wanted to meet you guys, because I saw that you guys were really making a community impact and community difference.
Mm-hmm. Well, we try our best to, I guess I've always been involved in one way, shape, or form or another within the arts and within like community building and community development in some way, shape, or form. And I guess that's what kind of led me to doing production. And from there, it's the music kind of has always called me back one way, shape, or form or another. And with everything that we're doing at VBT, virtually broadcasting together live, we are trying our best and bringing the community around what we can do to keep people together, bring people together, and strive together holistically.
Rob, that's why we needed to meet, man, because that's exactly like we align so well, like the whole Kush and VBT vibe. That's it. It's bringing people together as a community, and that's the importance of that. So now we also have a common denominator as well. After we had met our buddies at the Witch's Brew, I'm going to shout them out, right?
yeah. With Danny and Nat and and Alabama. Yeah, they're great people. It was really, really great to hear that we had that kind of connection. For those of you who don't know, there's a magical place tucked into the woods of West Hempstead, and basically, I had known those people. They run a really, really great establishment. It's a very homely vibe, a very great place for community within itself. In our conversations, Charlie and I, we were talking, and then all of a sudden, he's like, "Wait a minute. You know the Witch's Brew?" Like, yeah, I know all those people. He's like, I know all those people. So we know both of those people, Charlie.
And what's wild about it too? The Witch's Brew is such a special place to me because I remember going there with my friends when they first opened. I think I was like in 7th grade, 8th grade, somewhere around that. And we would just go there, and that became like our weekend joint, you know. And then when hearing that you were with them and everything, it was just so cool, man. That was awesome. That was like, all right, I like this guy even more now. See,
It's that simple.
So tell us, what are your goals? What are your goals right now for VBT? Like, what are you looking at achieving, and what are you targeting right now?
Well, right now we are trying to sort of be a bastion of hope for the community in many shapes and forms and sizes, and we're trying to sort of target people away from some of like the more established like platforms that people have existed on, just because we know that the way forward is within platforms that are designed and set up for integration, community, outreach, and this connective feeling of belonging to something. So we've been, I guess our current strategy right now is to kind of like draw people away from some of the more established networks. So we've been bringing people towards Twitch, which is a great, it's a great platform for different people who are trying to put together shows. It's a very streamlined interface. It's very easy to set up on websites, which is what we have set up on our website, vbtlive.org. And we've actually been putting a lot of work more recently into building our Discord community. I've been very, very involved in a lot of like the internet forums, like back in the day when everybody would be on all those different types of forums. And so, you know, a lot of those have started to die off as like the more, especially when the more established like social media platforms became such a thing. They just kind of died off because, you know, everybody was on these platforms now. But Discord is, it's definitely grown to be something that not just offers, you know, different topics and different levels of integration, but it's something that really, really, it gets the community involved, and it gets people like involved and interactive, and to interact with different ways and to integrate into different platforms as well. On all of our live broadcasts, it's like, you know, if you're on our Discord, like you are right, the chat is right in front of you. If you're interested in this, we have a room for that. If you're interested in this, we have a room for that. If you want to just, you know, meet with people and talk with people, like we have a bunch of different, you know, open, like it's basically the sense of like open Zoom rooms where instead of like, oh, I need to find the link to be able to access this room, where now you have a bunch of rooms that people can always have access to. I think at any given moment, there's always at least like a couple of people that are just kind of like nestled away, like just chatting away in like the reaches of our Discord. And it's been really, really, it's honestly felt really, really good to kind of bring people not just towards a generalized platform for the sake of what's the word I'm looking for? Not just to bring people towards a platform because it's the easiest thing to do, but to sort of grow something from the ground up, and to grow something with a specific goal and intention behind it. You know, obviously that's very much what everybody at Cushware is doing. You know, your brand is built around this idea of sustainability, and I guess our brand is like built around this idea of togetherness, and it's been very, very good to sort of be able to have the tools that we want to be able to use to foster that togetherness.
That's awesome. I love it. And for anyone out there that's hearing this, I mean, this is a community you guys want to be a part of. I mean, not only are they truly co-supporting, but they're building that collective of those like-minded individuals that want that same, you know, so basically it's a collective of solutions at the end of the day.
Certainly. Yeah. So if anybody is interested in that community, we're sort of kind of like rolling it out very, very slowly, because we want to keep it like nice and tight knit. But we have like a link that whenever we do our Wednesday broadcasts and whenever we do our open mic, and which is happening tonight, actually, right after this.
Nice.
We'll usually like throw it out, and it's a link that'll like last for a day, and it's like a secret invite. You know, it's a secret invite to like a secret community. Through. It's been really, really great.
That dude, that is
proud
awesome.
of it.
Steve, if you want to throw up that link, man, you throw that link up there. So Rob, this is so cool, man. I mean, I think that the synergies that we're all working on together this is what's really going to, there's so many verticals of value that we can provide to each other. And like I was talking to Alex just before, if you caught his segment, we talked about 2 cool opportunities of things from, storage systems, battery storage systems to native pollinator friendly environments around the solar, and with VBT, we've already discussed so many different verticals of how and which we can work together to really just drive things. That's awesome. Steve, great job putting that up. That looks great.
That's great. Yeah.
So, all right. What do you want to jump into anything else you want to jump in with on VBT, or do you want to jump into your band?
Well, I guess you were talking before about verticals, and I want to at least touch upon that.
All right, hit it.
It's so for anybody who doesn't know us, VBT really got really kicked off, especially during the beginnings of the COVID-19 crisis. Myself and my partner Melissa Scambati.
Hey, Melissa,
is in the chat. It's in the chat right now. She's holding down the fort, running our green room right now while I'm away. Thank you, Melissa. So we came together because we wanted to do something about the crisis that was overtaking our entire country and the rest of the world, and we didn't want to just wait for the government to come up with a solution because we have the power to do something, so we need to do something. And we wanted to definitely not just do something about the crisis, but foster a way to bring people together, especially during a time where togetherness is something that's so hard to, have come to fruition, especially with everybody so separated. So from the ground up, we built VBT as a platform and a means for vertical integration of all kinds. When we were starting out and we were getting everything rolling on, we must have had hundreds of meetings with so many different organizations and so many different people to put together this fundraiser and get people's content on it. And our message throughout that process was the same. We are trying to build a community. We want to bring people together. It's not just about we want your brand to do something for us. We want to do something for you. We want the larger community to know what you're up to, what you're about, like what you're trying to do. And with that, it brought us to just be able to work with so many like wonderful and talented people. Like I could not be more grateful for everybody that was able to be a part of our fundraiser, and all the sponsors that were involved, all the performers that were involved, all the different organizations that were involved. And a lot of them they were really able to take it and really make their mark out of it. So I guess to go back to what we were saying, we built VBT to have it be something that can always allow that integration from the ground up. We want to have integration. We want to be able to support people. We want to be able to build people into this community and abound it. And we know that together, there's really, there's nothing that we can't accomplish. I guess maybe I can actually show you something really quickly because I also have some broadcasting tools.
Oh,
so yeah, like these. So this is a flyer of all of the different sponsors that were involved with every part of making that fundraiser a possibility. Each of them, not only were we able to showcase who they were, what their brand was, what they were able to do, but they themselves were able to give to us so much support and community and just wonderful content that it always felt like such a wonderful and mutual thing. And so I guess through being able to vertically integrate like that and being able to utilize what other organizations strive for within what you are doing, is how VBT got started. And, I know that now that we're transitioning more towards figuring out how to bring our broadcast capacity and bring our production capacity, both with myself as a broadcast engineer and Melissa as a graphic designer and as a project manager and as a stage manager. We both have very different skill sets that match well together. And so now I guess the other component of what we're looking to do is to be able to bring those skill sets towards everybody. And I guess, certainly towards what Kush is doing
Dude,
at some point.
Yeah, no. This is, I love it. I love it. This is so cool because you could hear your passion in it. And I hope everyone can hear that too. That everyone listening in is how passionate you guys, well, you are. And I know Melissa's exactly the same, how passionate you guys both are of creating this vision into providing value to a whole community. I have some we spoke a few weeks ago and I have some really cool thoughts on what we can do. And I'll be excited to share some details with you offline. I can't share it publicly right now, but
yeah. Oh, it's always good to keep secrets.
Some big things happening. Cool. So, dude, I love it, man. Thank you for interjecting and throwing that in there because it really explained a lot about who you guys are and the what and why. And everyone, you guys, go check them out. They put so much energy into creating a really entertaining platform to just be a part of, and it's nice. It's a really nice form of entertainment you guys created.
Yeah. And I mentioned it before. I guess I'll mention it again. For anybody who's watching, tonight actually, as soon as I'm done with this, I'm heading on back to the green room, and we are getting our production rolling. We have our virtual interactive open mic that we hold every Wednesday. You can see it on the screen at vbtlive.org/open mic. There you can watch right along. We have our Twitch stream of the broadcasted open mic up and available for everybody to watch. There is also information on that web page to show sort of if you're a performer, if you're a musician, if you're an artist, if you're a comedian, if you're really anybody and anything. We had a stand-up comedian come on like a couple of weeks ago. We had somebody who came up and did sketch comedy and being, hey, I have like a bunch of videos that I did, and like these are on my YouTube. And I was like, give them to me. Let's do it. I'll do it, because there's nothing we can't do. But at the very least, we're very, very proud of this programming that we've been able to propagate and that we've been able to show. So whether you're a patron of the arts, a supporter of people, or whether you just want to have a good time, it's a great event. We're as inclusive as it comes, and we also have the live chat up at all times. So if you want to be able to make your mark and make your stamp upon the broadcast respectfully, of course, you can be there right there with us.
I love how you added in the respectively, of course.
It's important. It's an important thing to add.
It's a very important thing to add. I'm glad you did. Otherwise, you would have had a bunch of my friends hitting you up with some stuff.
Well, we do have chat mods, so that's always good.
There we go. Exactly. So you guys check out vbt.live.org/open mic, but I'm going to tell them to visit you guys after my show is done.
I mean, of course.
Yeah, no.
You're not leaving the show. Anybody who's watching, you're not leaving the show. You're staying right here.
So, dude, everyone's been telling me. I didn't even know you were in a band, to be honest. Okay,
really?
I didn't. I knew you came from music. I didn't know you were in a band, and all the movers just telling me that they're like, Charlie, you're gonna love his music, and I'm like, you know what? I want to be surprised tonight. I want to be surprised by your music. And by the way, is that a Les Paul behind you?
It is a Supro Claremont.
Oh, really?
It's a double single coil guitar, but it's a semi hollow too, so it has like a little bit more body than of a single coil sound.
Wow.
And, I had worked for Supro, and we worked out good. I was able to work out a good deal, and it's a beautiful instrument. Supro makes some of the best amps and some of the best guitars that I've ever played in my life. Like even before when I was a wee little lad of like 15 years old, and I saw a Galaxy for the first time. I'm like, oh my god, like that's my amp. And they make fantastic stuff. They're a really great company. Definitely check them out if you haven't heard them yet. A lot of their amps are like very Marshall-esque, but they're like harkening back to like more of the vintage kind of stuff that Marshall used to put out. And their guitars are like top notch. They're great pieces of gear.
I love that backdrop on you right now. I mean, that thing looks phenomenal over that shoulder of yours, man.
It's great. I mean, it really just is. It's just like a remember guitar.
Yeah, gorgeous, man. It's got a blue tint to it from what I could see, a bluish color. So
yeah.
But all right. So tell me about your band, man, because I'm
Yeah, so I play keys and trumpet in a band called Aqua Cherry. We are a reggae rock band based out of Long Island, New York. We're about fun. You know, we just have like we have fun like in every step of the way with everything that we do. Chad White is the front man of this band, and he is just like the funnest person I've ever known, and just like such a great dude, inspirational person. So, you know, and there's so many other great people in the band as well. But you know, we kind of make our mark because we're kind of able to sit in this like middle ground where like we're not necessarily just an original band that plays original songs, but we're also not just a band that like does the cover band thing or like plays just covers and stuff. We're able to kind of exist in this like middle ground between like, you know, we can really really wow people with some like crazy good originals, and then like any of the covers that we play, they're like it's still an Aqua Cherry song even if we didn't necessarily write the song. So it's a very we're able to kind of sit in this really nice middle ground of where it's less about like, you know, like this is my gospel, like listen to me preach, and more about like, you know, you're like you're gonna come here and you're gonna have a great time.
That's what, dude, you're always great.
That's what all that stuff's about.
You keep creating awesome, entertaining things, man, and this is awesome. I'm really thank you for coming into the show and doing this, man. I'm honored that you're here. I'm dying to hear what you got. I know that you put a set together for us, and
yeah, I did.
It's, you know, together as Kush, man. Like, this is what I love about this. You know, we had the renewable energy expert on, okay? We have you as a guest on, and we're talking about building community and building a collective of how do you know, supporting one another. And now we're going to jump into some awesome music. Mm-hmm. I'm having a blast doing this. This is great.
Certainly. Yeah. I mean, so my solo project is called Rayon. So some of the stuff will be a little bit different, but you'll hear some of that jippity jams, all that kind of. I don't necessarily have a word for what I do in the keyboard, but it's like a, you know, just sometimes like with like reggae, especially, it's like I just let me transition to a different camera. So like with a lot of reggae stuff, it's like. Oh, wait, I have a delay. It's just like sometimes I feel like a bongo player almost when I do that kind of stuff. It's just like very much about like the it's just like you're a bongo player, but you don't realize you're a bongo player until you've done it for like, you know, a couple of months, and I'm like, oh, I guess I'm a bongo player.
That is awesome, dude. You got such a you and Melissa are great people, man. I have so much fun every time I'm on the line with you guys, and it's. A VBT, I think, is again so integral, especially today, and especially knowing how you guys started it and the why you started it. It shows that you guys care about people, and that means so much. That means so much. I mean, you guys are really doing this very selflessly to drive a collective together.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we you know, things don't come without passion, and community doesn't come without selflessness. You know, selflessness is very much a part of it, you know, because it's about the very concept is about things that are inherently bigger than yourself and will always be bigger than the self, and can only exist when it's bigger than yourself. I think it's a mistake not to say it's a mistake, but I think that with our current culture, especially within social media, it's easy to I guess like exist in more of a bubble and exist less of like the larger concept of things and more about just, you know, what I believe and, you know, what I think and, you know, what I am saying and, you know, what the kind of response that is and how many likes am I able to get and, you know, all that kind of stuff. Not to say that, you know, people are inherently selfish or, you know, self-oriented, but it's they're mechanisms that naturally bring people towards thinking that way and acting that way. And so you know, that's why Discord's great, because I always feel outside of that shit. But whatever.
I'm a guy too, which is funny. So I knew exactly what you're talking about. But so I know you put a mix together for us, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Like, I'm gonna play some stuff and see what comes out. A lot of my stuff it's very live. I'm a live musician to my core. I work as a live engineer, perform live, and, you know, everything I do is live. So for the most part, Yeah, so it's like an eclectic mix of stuff, and it's gonna go where it's gonna go. But it always goes somewhere interesting. So we'll see where it goes this time.
I like interesting. This is going to be fun, man. I can't wait to hear it. And dude, the screen is yours.
Certainly. All right. So I'm gonna transition over to the other mic. Check. There we go. All right. So, good to be playing again. Always feels good to be able to be in front of a microphone. It's been hard though. So I'm gonna start off with something slower, and then we'll get a little bit fun a little later. So let's kick it off. This song is called Everlasting. Always thought of how it's changing, and how I believe in everything I see. Everlasting. There we go. And always, all the while you're an angel. I believe in everything I see. Everlasting, 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 everlasting. Always. Whoops. Always thought it'd be ever, and never like you. And everything I see, everlasting and always. When the belief isn't ending, I know it's in me. Everlasting. Everlasting, everlasting, everlasting. Don't have an end or an angel, even seen. You cannot believe It's all the ride I've been taking. Ooh, of a part I say, everlasting, 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 everlasting. Everlasting, everlasting. Ooh. Everlasting. It's called Everlasting. Cool. So we're gonna kick it to something different. Let's see. So normally, well, I shouldn't say normally. What is normal nowadays? What is normal? Not too much. But let's take it to something different. All right, yeah, that's what I want. That's what I want. Let's do like. Okay. Oh, whoops. No, don't want delay on that. I want the separate. Sometimes you just know what it is. You just gotta like figure out what it is. Not that one. What do I want? What do I want? What do I want? Yeah. Okay.
Only to never be right, but if you never believed in nothing more, why would you with me? If I were to say there's no way forward, it's so never mean to me. If you can know, believe me, believe in you, and your brothers, your fathers, your sisters are the same. Thank you, everybody.
Yo, bam, man. Holy shit. I'm so happy I saved myself to be surprised with your music for right now. Yo, Everlasting, first off, absolutely beautiful. But what you just did there just shocked me. It froze me in time for a minute, like, bam. I was absolutely amazing, man. Absolutely amazing.
Thank you. Oh, well, I muted myself. Sorry. Give it.
You're good.
There we are. Thank you. Let me get to the other camera now. Yeah, let's do that.
Okay.
Do this, and let me get to that, and then whoa, I'm back.
You look like a different person, by the way, between the two cameras. The other camera
it's-
got cool, trippy.
Yeah, this one's like set up for performance. So like this one is like more like pop, ha, hoo,
Yeah.
ha. And this one, like I actually didn't. I think I just don't have the color correction that. Yeah, I don't have the color correction needs to be on it.
You guys are working
it's
on
in-
color corrections.
Yeah,
I'm
we're
just
we're
trying
working on stuff. Yeah.
trying to get a light in front of me. Oh, dude, you're phenomenal, man. You're a badass musician. That was absolutely amazing.
Thank you. I'm the kind of person that doesn't always like tell people like everything that I do, or not that I like to keep secrets. It's just I guess like I'm always just kind of like, I'm always like focused on like the bigger picture, and for me like the bigger picture is never like what I can do. It's like what we can do, sort of.
Yeah.
So that's why I usually don't. That's why it's like kind of like a well kept secret. It's also just been I've been like very very busy with VBT stuff, and even just with I just had a rehearsal with Aquacherry yesterday, and so whenever I have to rehearse with them, I have to like tear apart my whole rig, and so like I have to like tear it apart and then bring it back in, and then tear it apart again and then bring it back in and stuff. So sometimes it doesn't mean I get to like do a lot of this kind of stuff that I like to do, but when I get to do it, I have a fucking good time. So I mean, not to
I
swear,
could
but
tell. You live in it, and that's what was so amazing. Like you were living in that keyboard and in it, and I'm like, this dude is having a trip of his life. If I could make music like that, I wouldn't be able to get anything done all day long. I'd just be ripping.
It's like music is just like a mistress. She's just like, this could be so great. You would have such a great time. And it's like, I have work. Edit. I have videos I need to edit.
Oh, dude, thank you so much, man. It's an honor to have you on board, and I want Kush to become as much of a vertical value to you guys with VBT and with your music, dude. You just blew my mind. I swear that was one of the coolest. I needed that tonight. You just like gave me energy tonight again. You know, it was like awesome.
Thank you. Appreciate that a lot. And I appreciate everything that you're doing with Kushware as well. Your company and everything that you've been striving towards has been with that vision of like sustainability and how we can best enact it. And anybody who's been following this network or your organization like knows that like not only is that your message, but like you stand by it. Like you go to those shipping containers, you turn them into homes, you clean up. You're on that beach, cleaning it up yourself. Like it you're there. And it means a lot to like I guess what I'm trying to say is that everything that we do with VBT is very much a work of a labor of love of like what I do, and even just like this logo and the other logo is like very much like Melissa. So and then with what your organization does is very much about you stand behind what you do and you look to integrate that within yourself. And now it's now moving forward, it's just what we can all do together, like collectively, not even just you and I or organizations or me as a musician, but all of us, a collective.
Yes, dude, we speak the same language, and this is why it's so honoring to be able to work with you and having you on our show, letting other people hear like we're out there, guys. There's a lot of us out there now. Now we're finding each other. Now let's start working together and building this awesome future together as a big it's to build a tidal effect. We don't need little driplets and drops of water. We need a tidal effect to happen. And that's what it's about. Is let's build that big tidal wave together.
Certainly.
Cool. All right. Well, dude, I hope you have a great evening. Good luck. Not even good luck. I know you're going to crush the show. So have a great show. VBTlive.org/open mic. Once you're done, you all are done with this broadcast, we will be broadcasting all night throughout the evening, whether you're a performer, whether you just want to watch. This is the place to go if you were interested in performing. This is the place to go if you would just like to chill and hang out. We'll be around. Feel free to interact with the live chat. Feel free to say hi, and feel free to say, hashtag Kush Movement or any of that kind of stuff. And I know after Rob's performance that all of you guys are going to be jumping right to his show right now because he crushed it.
Yeah, we start the broadcast at 8:30.
Cool. Yo, have a great show, man. Thank you for attending, and that's awesome.
Good. I will reward myself with a pickle.
Nice. I thought that was a fry. Pickle is even better. Take it easy, dude. Oh, man. If you guys missed that performance, go back. If you guys missed what VBT is about, go back. Dude, Rob absolutely crushed it. That was awesome. That was a great live performance. That put a big smile on my face. So just want to thank Rob again and VBT Live and Melissa. She wasn't here for this one, but I want to get Melissa on the show too, and we'll have some fun there. So next, I'd like to introduce our next guest, and this is going to be fun. We're changing it up a little bit. So we have a yoga specialist to join us, and she's from the Yoga Shack in Long Island, and it's an honor to bring Michelle onto the show. Hey, how are you?
I'm awesome. How are you?
I'm doing great. Did you see that performance? That blew
my God, he was freaking incredible. I was like, oh man, I have to go on after this concert. Like, take it so down now.
You know what? That's good though. That's good. We're coming to the end of the evening,
Exactly.
And I really appreciate you joining us for this evening's show and for this Planting Seeds event.
Heck yeah, I'm so happy to be here. This is just really cool. It's so nice to share, like everyone else, a passion. This isn't the thing that you go into thinking you're going to make like a ton of money or be like super successful in that way. But I'm so in love with what I do every day, and I get to work around my kids' schedules, and I get to work with my best friend, and it's literally like the fucking best thing on the planet.
Yes. This is what I get to do. So yes, I know what you mean.
Exactly. Listen, it's a labor of love to run your own business and to be your own, motivator. But I couldn't even imagine ever doing anything other than this.
Yes. And so how many kids do you have?
I have 2 of my own, and then I have a stepson.
What are the ages?
20, 12, and 10.
Wow.
So they're easy because they're kind of like doing their own thing.
That's, you know what? I love that because I have 4 right now.
Oh God, 4 kids?
Yeah. And
why?
I'm building my own little army, man. These but they're 10, 8, 4, and 2.
Oh,
So
wow.
my 10 and 8-year-old are at that, like, pretty chill
Yeah.
independent stage, which is like, wow, all right, watching this, and they're becoming a lot more helpful. They've always been helpful, but I mean, now they could start doing like little adult stuff,
Exactly.
But the 2 and 4-year-old, I'm looking at this and I'm like, wow, it's going to be at least another 8 years before I could get.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And then I don't know how I'm going to deal with.
That's why I'm like, I have like freedom back, which is so nice, because don't get me wrong, like they're always my top priority, but
Mhm.
it's so nice to be able to like do something like this and be like, all right, don't bother me for an hour. And I know they're fine. So
Yeah.
it's awesome.
That's cool.
Like,
I know
why?
my 4-year-old is a little ball buster sometimes. He knows when I'm doing these things. So he'll start slamming on the door, screaming for me or saying, "Hey, sucker, come get me."
Kids are good like that. You gotta have that though. Like that's what makes it fun.
Yeah, it does. It does. As much as it ages me, it keeps me young.
Exactly. I totally get it. That's awesome.
So tell me about Yoga Shack. I mean, I personally love yoga. I do it every morning. And
Do you?
I do. I do yoga and Tai Chi and then martial arts, and I have a whole routine in my morning.
That's amazing. So we are a small boutique studio in Bethpage, Long Island. We opened about 5 years ago. It was actually a crazy story. Talk about like organic and sustainable. I never in a million years imagined wanting to open up my own studio ever, because it's so much easier to just show up, teach, and leave and get paid, and you're done.
Yeah.
So one day I was living in this house and my landlord was like, I have this little cottage attached to the back of the house. No one's renting it. Why don't you open up a yoga studio back there? And I was like, yeah, no, I'm good. And I, hate to be cliche, but it planted a seed and I couldn't stop thinking about it. And I was like, let me take a look at what the space looks like. I walked back there and I was like, this is it. Like, I'm doing this. So I called up my best friend and I was like, dude, do you want to open up a yoga studio? And she was like, where? I'm like, in my backyard. I'm like, let's just open it up in 2 weeks. And she was like, no, you're fucking crazy. And I was like, all right, fine, forget it. And then, of course, 2 seconds later, she calls me back. She's like, all right, let me come see it. And 2 weeks later, we opened up.
Wow. That was quick.
It was crazy. We started literally with like her and I only teaching all the classes. I was still teaching at 7 other studios all over Long Island because I couldn't give up money, And we had no idea if it was going to take off. Meanwhile, you have to understand, like, I'm renting this house, right? My landlord has no lights outside. It's like a gravel driveway. So when people were showing up to these 8 p.m. classes down a dark driveway into like some creepy backyard, I was like, I swear to God, we're not like going to kill you. And they're like, do you take credit card? We're like, no, cash only. We don't have a bank account yet. We didn't know if it was going to take off. And then all of a sudden it like bursted at the seams. So here we are 5 years later, leading yoga retreats and running teacher trainings and, doing our thing.
I love that. And it's you did it from and it wasn't planned.
No.
And you did it from such a grassroots approach, and you evolved with how it just went. And that's an awesome story to have like that.
It is. It's honestly super cool. And we refer to the studio that we had as the Baby Shack, because now we moved into a storefront, more so because my neighbor started to complain and they called code enforcement on us.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Which scared the crap out of me. But it was, it was like the push that we needed, because we would have stayed where it was comfortable, but we never would have evolved. And where we are now has really just put us into like the next level of teaching and being able to offer our students so many more opportunities, because now we have the space.
That's awesome. Now, who would you say is your predominant client? Like if you had to, generalize with the age range. And
so I would say our average age range is probably about 50.
Cool.
Yeah, late 40s, early 50s. And it's funny because I just turned 40, so now that sounds young to me. Meanwhile, like 10 years ago, I'm like, God, that's so old.
Oh, you're aging both of us right now.
Oh, God, it's scary. It's so scary. But yeah, and you know what's so nice? Like the community that we're in is a very like working class, blue collar. It's like they're just good people. It's not a competitive studio, because listen, I worked all over Long Island for about 11 years, and there were some studios where not only were the clients competing with each other in class, but the teachers were competing with each other. I'm like, is this even yoga anymore? It was just really bizarre. But because of the area that we're in, it's just so super chill. Like when people call up, because listen, a lot of people are so intimidated to do yoga in the first place. They think you have to be skinny and flexible and young, and like that's like the biggest misconception. Where I just said our average age is probably 50, and it's like these, you know, working moms. Like that's who we cater to. But you know, I'm like, we're like the average Joes of the yoga studio world. Like we're like, you don't have to wear Lululemon. You don't have to have your nails painted. Like just come and practice. It's awesome.
See, that's what's so cool about it, because I mean, you guys are really providing that, you know, you're providing a really good vertical community value and keeping people healthy and showing them that, you know, anyone can get involved. That's why I love yoga and Tai Chi. They're both relatively similar in my mind,
Yes.
you know, but it's so important to maintain your body's, to maintain your body of being nimble and stretched. So it doesn't put that extra pressure or like a off balance on your bones and your joints.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, and you really just hit the nail on the head. Like, I don't know if, you know, if anyone's watching, if they don't really know about yoga. So when yoga was first like originated, and this is like over 5,000 years ago in India, you know, yoga, there were about, I think there were like 10 or 11 yoga poses, and they were all seated poses, and they were meant to stretch the body just enough so you could sit and meditate. Because the thought is if your body is achy and uncomfortable and unhealthy, there's no way you could sit and clear your mind, which is obviously true. You'd be miserable. I mean, it's hard enough to do it when you're limber. So I can't even imagine sitting there if you were like sick or injured. But you know, it doesn't take much to get there. And that's the beauty in yoga, is like, there's literally something for everyone. Like you can come to your mat and take a yoga nidra where you're doing pretty much yogic sleep. You can come to your mat and do breathing techniques. You can come to your mat and get your ass kicked in like a HIIT vinyasa class.
Yeah.
So there's something for everyone, which is so cool, you know?
It really is. I mean, you nailed it too, because it's there's different intensities of it. And when we did our beach cleanup, one of the volunteers there, she does yoga. And so she's like, would you guys want to do yoga? And all of us were like, yeah. So we got in a big circle and she's teaching us these new moves. And it was wild because, you know, like some of the people there that are, you know, work out but never have done yoga before.
Yep.
All of a sudden, the breathing technique, you need to figure it out quick.
They're dying. I know. Well, it's funny. Like we have a lot of people from CrossFit that come to yoga because they like to, you know, balance out what they're doing in CrossFit with us. And, you know, we've had people who are like avid golfers. We have people that are just like my husband is like a bodybuilder and he does yoga so that he can lift, because without having that flexibility, he can't get back and behind him, you know? So, I mean, it really is good for everybody and every type of body. And it's like, you can't go wrong, you know?
No. And then, so all right, COVID must have put a unique spin on, I know.
Yeah.
So
if you want to go there, just stop me if I start raving and ranting, because it easily escalates to that, unfortunately, these days. So we're still pulled out of phase 4.
Okay.
So all yoga studios across New York, all gyms across New York, all fitness centers across New York are pulled out of phase 4, which means we are not allowed to open our doors. We are only allowed to live stream or practice outside. That being said, my 50-year-old women who are going through menopause don't want to be outside in 100 degrees and like 1,000% humidity. So it's been really difficult. We started, you know, doing live stream the day that quarantine was put into effect. So I think it was like March 15th. And we live stream about 35 classes a week. You know, we've had to lay off a few instructors. We've had to give them less money to come in and teach, just because we're literally not making anything right now. And it's really tough, but we're pushing every single day, just pushing, and we're going, we're showing up at the park and we're sweating our asses off and we're teaching and we're pouring our heart and soul into it, because there's no way in hell I would ever give up on this, like ever.
And I love that you said that there's no giving up, you know? And for everyone listening right now, here's a great opportunity to be able to support a local business, getting involved with something that you could do in the comfort of your own home to see if you even like it before you even get into a social environment. So everyone out there, please go check out the Yoga Shack, especially for all you Long Islanders as well. I love yoga. I do it all the time. It stretches me because a lot of the other workouts that I do are a lot of compression and high impact workouts. So yoga just keeps my body comfortable, that I'm not feeling like I'm tightening up and everything. And that's just from my own experience. So everyone out there, go check out the Yoga Shack. And so I know that you're going to be, you're going to do a session for us.
Yeah. Are you going to do it?
I will do it. I'm not going to stay on video doing it though.
That's awesome. Do you want to get started now or?
It's up to you. So what would you like to tell people? Like, all right, ready? So Michelle's going to be doing this yoga session for us. So everyone get ready to go. And she's just going to guide you guys real quick on how to start just mentally preparing it. And Michelle, where'd you go? Did you shut us off?
I don't know. Can you hear me?
I could hear you. I can't see you.
Oh my God, that's so weird. So someone just tried calling me and I gave them the FU button and now I don't know where I am.
All right.
Hang on. Wait. Maybe that's, cam
right.
off. Let me try cam on. Oh no.
No. Don't freak out. All right. So little technical issue. So Michelle, what I would recommend, because this is what I would do.
Should I log off and log on?
Yeah, log off, log on, and I'll give you 30 seconds to cover for you. No,
Okay. I'll be right back.
All right, see you in a minute. Oh, all right. No, so this is so cool, but really, guys, you hear a local business owner in Long Island struggling because she can't get operational. She's trying to build unique new ways in which not just survivability, but still doing what she loves, doing her passion, and providing value, these 35 classes per month. Oh, there you are. That was quick.
Yeah. All right, cool.
You did that in like 8 seconds.
I was like, here we go. Boom. Awesome.
All right.
I know that's the problem when you're doing things from home and on your phone. It's like, this is why we do yoga, because we just kind of learn to roll with it. That's
awesome. All right. So, mentally tell people what they should be prepared for. And then the screen is yours for 20 minutes.
All right, awesome. So if you do have a yoga mat at home, I suggest grabbing that. Don't use a towel unless you're on carpet because you will slide and probably kill yourself. And I do not want to be responsible for that. or else I'm logging off. If you have some sort of like cushion, this is obviously a meditation cushion. We're only going to be doing that for just a few minutes, but you can just grab a pillow or whatever. Something to sit on is really just nice to elevate the hips. I'm going to lead you through some breathing to help calm down the body and mind. And then we will do just a kind of like a gentle slow flow because I don't know who's watching. So this will be accessible for everybody to just kind of stretch out the body. And especially since it's, not that anyone's going to bed this early, but by the time we finish, it'll be 8 o'clock, starting to kind of settle down into like a nighttime routine. So nothing too invigorating. And then we'll end with a guided meditation. So that's it.
I love it. No, that sounds so awesome. I can't wait to do it.
It is awesome. All right. So I'm going to back up.
Okay.
I know I probably look like a tiny box, but.
All right. So I'm going to give you the screen. Steve, pass it over to her, man.
Awesome. All right. Perfect. All right. So here we go. Get yourself nice and comfortable. The best thing that I can tell you is make sure that you are comfortable, because what happens is when we come to sit for any sort of, whether it's meditation or breathing technique, and it's hard enough to do as it is. Like one of the hardest things for us to do in yoga is sit quietly, because nobody can ever do that. Our minds are wandering, our minds are racing. We start going through all the things that we should be doing or could be doing. Obviously, if you're practicing at home, right, I'm in my bedroom, I'm going to look down and be like, oh, I should go vacuum, right? All of these things that start to kind of pop up. So if the body is physically uncomfortable, it's that much harder to settle into your mind. So find a comfortable seat. You do not have to be seated like me. You can have your legs out in front. You can bring the soles of your feet together. You can have your legs completely crossed like this, right? So whatever physically feels good for you. Now, you can bring your palms to face down, which is more grounding, right? Because your palms are actually facing the earth. Or palms facing up, a little bit more receiving of energy. Or you can just do whatever feels more comfortable in your body physically, right? And then allow the eyes to close. So I'm going to set your body up. So begin to stack your ears over your shoulders and your shoulders over your hips. As you inhale, bring the shoulders up toward the sky, and as you exhale, roll them down your back. And then without changing anything, just begin to observe your breath. So just begin to observe the inhale and observe the exhale. So most of us who don't practice any type of breathing techniques or any type of yoga practice tend to breathe a lot in our neck, in our throat, and in our chest. So the negative to that is that it's very anxiety inducing. Even if you slow down the breath, but you leave it in your chest, it's still not as relaxing as if you were to pull the breath deep down into the lowest part of your belly. So what I want you to do for right now is bring your hands to the low part of your belly. So think of like 2 inches below your belly button. And then get rid of the whole, like, I need to have a flat stomach, I need to like suck my gut in. Forget that, okay? I want you just to relax your belly nice and soft. And every time you breathe in, I want you to think of filling your belly so much with air that your hands start to push forward. And then as you exhale, pull your navel in and up, helping to squeeze out any air left in your lungs and belly. Slow, deep inhales, filling your belly with breath. And slow, deep exhales. So imagine you had this balloon in your abdomen and you were filling 360 degrees. And on the exhale, that gentle deflation. So just like anything else with this yoga practice, it's exactly that. It's a practice. So even though breathing is one of the things in life that you never have to think about, right? Thank God it's a involuntary action of our body, right? Imagine if you had to remind yourself every second to breathe in and out. So when we start to actually play around with changing the breath, which we call pranayama, it can feel very unnatural, right? So if this is new for you and it feels really weird, it's all good. We have to start somewhere. Take one more breath. And then gently release your hands back to your lap. And then allow your chin to drop down toward your throat. Keep your chest lifted up though. And then I invite you to set a positive intention for your practice this evening with me. So an intention can just be an acknowledgement of why you're here, why you're doing this. So maybe it's something that you need for yourself, or maybe there's something you feel like you need to rid yourself of. There's really no right or wrong when it comes to an intention. It could just be like, I just need 20 minutes for myself, right? I'm locking myself in my bedroom. And then take the words of that intention and place them within your heart. Sorry, I have 4 chihuahuas. And then very slowly begin to blink your eyes open. Let's bring our chin parallel to the mat or to your floor. And then inhale, lift the arms all the way up. As you exhale, begin to hinge forward. Allow the head to release down. If you want, you can drop your palms flat, or if you want to create a little bit more length, you can come up onto your fingertips. So length and strength. So it's that same slow, deep breath. I want you to feel the air travel in through your nose, down past your throat, filling your lungs and filling your belly. And as you exhale, releasing the air from the belly, through the lungs, past the throat, and out of the nostrils. One more breath. And then slowly inhale and walk the hands in. So if you're sitting on something, you're going to ditch it, and we're going to come to all fours. So come to your hands and knees, and we'll find a few rounds of cat-cow. So cat-cow is an awesome pose to do first thing in the morning and again at night. It's really great for the spine, and it's really simple and accessible for anybody. So think of wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. Have your toes tucked into the mat. As you inhale, arch your back, lift your butt, send your heart forward. Exhale, untuck your toes, round your spine, chin to throat. Inhale, tuck the toes, drop your belly, lift your butt, heart forward. Exhale, untuck the toes, round your spine, chin to throat. Again, inhale, arch the back, send your bum high, shoulders away from the ears. Exhale, round the spine, chin to throat, push the floor away. One more inhale. And exhale, round. And then we'll come to a neutral spine. So from here, I want you to walk your hands forward about the length of one of your hands, about 5 inches, right? And then tuck your toes and push your hips up and back, downward facing dog. And you can pedal through the feet. You can sway the hips. You can shake the head yes and shake the head no. What you want to feel are your heels heavy, right? They may never touch the earth, but let them feel heavy toward the ground. Soften the shoulders away from the ears by rotating your biceps forward. Soften the neck, head is heavy. Think of gazing between the knees. And then spread the fingers wide enough so you feel like you're grounding into all 10 finger pads, and you can see the mat between each finger. Take one more breath here, that slow, deep breath. And then as you inhale, look forward and start to walk to the top of your mat. Inhale, lengthen, hands to the shore of the floor or your shins. And then exhale, fold, head is heavy. So let's stay here. I want you to put some space between your feet and grab opposite elbows and let your head hang. And you can sway it out from side to side. Really nice way to decompress the spine. Our heads are very heavy, right? We hold them up all day long, so just a nice way to release and let go of any tension. And then bring your hands to the ground. Inhale, lengthen, hands to the shins or the floor. And exhale, fold. And then we inhale and sweep the arms all the way up toward the sky. Exhale, hands through heart center. Inhale, arms up, reach up, extend toward the sky. Exhale, forward fold, head is heavy. Inhale, lengthen, gazing forward. As you exhale, step your right foot back and drop your knee to the ground. And then inhale, lift the arms up toward the sky for low lunge. Knee scoot forward. So what's all my teachers keep calling me because there's a class going on in my studio right now. They're probably freaking out. I keep hanging up on them. So what I was going to say is the awesome thing about yoga is that you can literally do it anywhere, right? Like I don't have a very big bedroom at all, but I can roll out my mat, or you don't even need a mat, right? You can literally just use the ground. Take one more breath as you reach the arms up and back. And then as you exhale, hands come down to the ground, and you're going to straighten your left leg into this low runner's lunge. Let your heart peel forward, finding length in your spine. Take another breath here. And as you exhale, lunging into the knee, we'll plant the palms and step back through a plank pose. Bring your knees to the ground and slowly lower to your belly. As you inhale, lifting for baby cobra, elbows hug into the body. Exhale, release. Again, inhale and lift, heart forward, shoulders away from the ears. And exhale, release. One more, inhale and lift. And exhale all the way down. Tuck your toes and push your hips up and back, downward facing dog. Head heavy, heels heavy. Take one more breath. As you inhale, look forward. Right foot steps up, drop that left knee down, and inhale, arms lift toward the sky. Again, sinking the hips toward the floor, lifting the arms up and back, softening the neck, right? We try to find equal amounts of space everywhere in the body so that we're not compromising one area to get deeper somewhere else. As you exhale, hands come down to frame your front foot, and then that low runner's lunge. So you're straightening out that right leg. Head is long, gazing forward, or neck rather. Breathing into the back of the right leg. Take another breath. As you exhale, lunging into the knee, and then you'll step forward. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, and fold. Inhale, sweep the arms reaching toward the sky. Exhale, hands through heart center. Good. Inhale, arms reach all the way up. Take hold of your left wrist. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, lean to the right. You guys might look opposite from me. I don't know if this mirrors me. Inhale, arms all the way up. Take hold of the right wrist. And exhale, left. Inhale, arms reach all the way up. And exhale, forward fold. Head is heavy. Inhale, lengthen, heart forward. Exhale and fold. Inhale, sweep the arms up, reach toward the sky. Exhale, hands through heart center. So let's take a wide stance on the mat. I don't think it mirrors me, so right foot is going to face the right side as you lunge into the right knee, and then arms out to a T. Warrior two. Think of reaching out equally through right and left fingertips. Take another full deep breath here. And then tip the right arm up and back for peaceful warrior. So remember what I said before about finding equal amounts of space everywhere in the body. So not just breathing into the right side, but the left side as well. Arms out to a T, Vira2. And then straightening the right leg without locking the knee. Reach the fingers forward and down for Trikonasana. Triangle pose. Rotating the ribs up. Reach through the left fingertips for one more breath. And then lunging into the knee, arms out to a T. Straightening the leg, we'll flip-flop the feet, lunging into that left knee. Reaching out equally through right and left fingertips so that the torso is directly over the hips. Full deep breath, and then tip it up and back for peaceful. Breathing into the right and the left side of the rib cage. That same slow deep breath. And then arms out to a T. Straighten your left leg. Reach the fingers forward and down. Trikonasana. Rotating the left ribs up. Feel like you're leaning against the wall behind you. Softening the jaw. And then lunging into the knee, arms out to a T. Straightening the legs. Parallel the feet to the sides of your room. Hands to your hips, and then slowly heel toe in. Inhale, arms up and reach up. Take hold of the right wrist and exhale left. Inhale, arms up, take hold of the left and exhale right. Inhale, arms up and exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen, heart forward. Exhale, one more time, step back through plank pose. Bring your knees to the ground and slowly lower to your belly. Inhale, heart heels forward. Exhale, release. Two more. Inhale and lift. Exhale, release. One more. Inhale, lift. Exhale all the way down. And then tuck the toes and push the hips up and back, downward facing dog. So we'll take a few breaths here. Really nice deep breath in through the nose. And then out through the mouth, let it go. 2 more. Inhale. And exhale. 1 more. Inhale. And exhale. And then inhale, look forward. Step or hop forward to sit. And we'll do a couple little seated cool downs. So bringing the soles of the feet together. Sweating. So hot in my room. But it's good. Good to sweat. All right. Bringing your hands to your feet or the ankles. Inhale, lift the chest. And as you exhale, begin to hinge forward and then release down. So some of you might be sitting all the way up here, right? And your knees might be all the way here. All good, right? Does not matter. The cool thing about yoga is that it literally meets you where you are. So always remember that. Never think that you have to come into what you consider to be like the deepest version of a pose, right? There's no such thing. It's really whatever works for you in that moment. Good. Inhale, sit up nice and tall. I don't want to run out of time. So sit up nice and tall again. If you have your cushion, you can sit on it. If you don't, no worries. Find that nice, comfortable seat, sit up tall, and allow the eyes to close. This time, bring one hand over your heart and one hand over your belly. And just find that reconnection back to your breath, calm and steady. And on each inhale, imagine breathing in this beautiful healing white light. And feel this white light traveling in through the nose and covering the entire face until your head is glowing. And feel this beautiful white light traveling down your throat and washing over your shoulders, into your arms, and into every fingertip. Let this beautiful light travel into your chest, circling around your heart, coming back to your intention. Why are you here? Feel the light travel down your belly into your hips, down both legs, into each foot, and to the tips of your toes. Feeling this white light encompassing your entire body. So then on each inhale, you take in more of this healing, and on each exhale, you send it back out to the world. And then bring your hands to meet at your heart center, representing balance and harmony, and bowing your chin to your throat. Just take a moment to thank and honor yourself as I thank and honor you. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. I bow to the light and love in you that is the light and love in me. Namaste.
That was sick. All right. So first off, it was so funny because when you said you're like, oh my God, I'm sweating so hot in here. I was dripping and I'm like, I think it's coming to an end soon, so I better get ready and back in my seat right away.
It does, and right, like that's the cool thing. It doesn't take much to get your body moving, to get your breath. Like just breathing will invigorate yourself enough to sweat, which is awesome.
And I love that you made the statement too. Like if you can't get in that that perfect pose or that super extended pose, it's okay. Like your body will. That's what's cool about yoga. Like what you said, it's just your body will do where it's going to go. Exactly,
and that it takes a lot of pressure out of it, which is cool.
So that whole thing right there was your whole. Is it a routine? Is it a yoga routine? What is it called?
It's a sequence, yeah.
A sequence. Okay, so that yoga sequence was awesome, and it was so cool too because after Rob had all of his music and that picked you up, this really did bring me back down. And all of a sudden, as I'm like even a quarter of the way through, I'm just feeling so relaxed,
Yeah.
ready for the evening. And I'm like, this is great. This
Oh,
is awesome.
yay.
And I've never done yoga, by the way, in the evening before. I always do like first thing in the morning.
Yeah, I actually love it at night. I love this.
This was great. This felt awesome. It felt like my whole body of all the pressures of today just left.
Oh, good. I'm
Yeah.
so happy. Job accomplished.
Yeah. So, and if anyone else joined in with that you know how awesome that was. And for those of you who did it, you guys missed out. But you could rewind it and then do it now. So, so Michelle, I want people just to know who you are, how you're out there. You're at the Yoga Shack on Instagram. Any other places that people can find you so people can
Everywhere.
Okay.
Yeah, so thank you. So I know, super quick. So on Instagram at the Yoga Shack, on YouTube we have it's the Yoga Shack NY, like New York. We have about 60 videos, free yoga. We have free meditations. We post probably like 3 or 4 times a week. So we have a ton of stuff on there, and then we have some ridiculousness also. So you'll get to know our personalities really well.
Oh, that's great! I gotta watch those. Those are good.
Oh my God, yeah, they're ridiculous. And then we also have Facebook, and then our website. Obviously, we're at theyogashakny.com.
How do you prefer people to get a hold of you?
I would probably say Facebook is probably the easiest because they can message, but just so that everyone knows, the studio phone number is my cell phone. So you can literally reach me at any time. I will always get back to you as long as I'm not like teaching or sleeping. I'm always available. So
she's saying blow her up right now.
Blow me up. Sharing is caring. Tell your friends.
Yes.
And oh my God, we're so grateful for this opportunity. Thank you so much.
No, you're awesome. And by the way, so it was so funny when you mentioned the Chihuahuas.
Oh
Because I'm
God,
like-
did you guys hear them?
I'm like, there's the young kids of your house.
Oh God. Yeah, those are, I have 4 Chihuahuas, 3 kids, and 2 cats. I don't know what I was thinking.
Wow.
They're cute though. They're so cute. They're
I'm not
so
too
funny,
far
though.
away, though. I have 4 kids, 4 cats, a bunny, and a lizard.
Okay, so you win.
Yeah, I had chickens. Until I got in trouble having chickens. So
That's amazing.
yeah, when the sheriff comes to your house to take away your chickens, you're like, all right.
Then you know you're a badass. That's awesome.
Yo, thank you so much.
Thank you.
You're awesome. Your personality is great. We want to do as much as we can to help just build up and get more from you guys. And anytime that you want to share anything with us to just promote out there, always just tag us, because that's what we're all about. Is we're building this community together to support one another and be, support independent. And this is what's important in our society today.
Yeah,
and
this is what it's all about.
Yeah, exactly.
Love it. Thank you again so much.
Thank you. You're awesome.
You are too. I love it. This was so much fun.
Thank you.
By the way, I was so nervous to come on.
I'm still nervous doing this crap. I'm not used to this.
I know. It makes me feel better. So, and you were amazing and so easy to talk to. So thank you. And thanks to Steven too for reaching out.
Steven's awesome, isn't he?
Oh my God. He's had our back since this whole thing went down with COVID. So I'm very grateful.
He's the one, and the movers are putting that fire underneath me to say, hey, Charlie, we got to video this. And I'm like, and it's so hard for me. It's so uncomfortable, but I think it's working.
You're a natural. You're totally a natural. So it's all good.
That's awesome. Yo, have a great evening.
Thank you so much.
All right. Oh man, that felt so good. I hope you guys did it. I did it. It was really awesome. I'm listening here, but it was a good sweat. Felt amazing. Michelle, Yoga Shack. Check her out. Support her. I am excited. I am very, very excited for this next guest as well. Awesome musician. And I've been wanting him on the show for a bit, and I'm just going to jump right in, and we're going to bring Brandon Boyd on the show. Where is he? There he is.
Hey.
What's up, man?
How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm pretty good. You living my best life?
Yeah, dude. I like the outfit too, man. It looks great.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, usually my wife dresses me and buys my clothes because I wouldn't do good.
Now you see, your wife was in my comparison was my mom. So you know, I was a little late bloomer. So you
All
know.
right. So, dude, yo, this is awesome. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm really excited. I'm really excited
Yeah,
to
me too. Me too.
hear later what you got going on. And so tell the world, tell the Kush world who you are, man.
So I am Brandon Boyd. I am a musician slash actor. I started off doing improv with this troupe, Eight is Never Enough Improv, and I started off doing improv with them, and everybody was on like Netflix and like all these television things, and I was just like, you know, I'm never going to be there. I'm never going to get there. But everybody in the troupe was very supportive, and they were like, yeah, you're going to get there soon. And then like I stuck to it, and then I got the opportunity to do Ted Skates, the movie, and then
Yeah, I saw you seeing it.
yeah.
You shared
Oh,
that
it was
today,
so
man.
fun. Yeah. It
I
was
can't wait
so
to
fun
watch
making that movie.
Dude. So what was your best experience making that movie? Like, what was your favorite part of
Um,
all of it?
I want to say my favorite part about it, which is I don't think they released it yet, is the bloopers because
Okay.
the cast is basically a bunch of grown children because like we don't know how to sit still and we don't know how to follow directions, and it's just been so funny like, and especially when you know you get a whole skating rink to yourself and you're
That's
just
all.
like, oh,
You got to play. You have to play.
you have to.
So, are you a blades guy or a quad?
I'm a quad guy. I tried to do blades because Justin Sabella, who plays Russo in the film, he's a blades guy, and I was trying to do it and almost broke my ankle. So I
Did
don't
you?
think I'm gonna go back to blades.
Are you fast on the quads?
I am. I am. I'm a dangerous man.
I can't do the quads.
See, and like the people on the blade say that the quads are much harder.
Way harder. Way
I'm
harder.
like, what?
I'm gonna break my ankle on every turn. You know, I'm a blade guy. It's like it's just, you know, from just playing hockey, I guess. It's just, you know, just that inline, you know.
Yeah, I
So
don't think
my
my brain ever processed how like the blades work with gravity. Like if it turns this way, why did they fall over? Or I don't know.
oh, that's that's what you're thinking about when you're blading. And I'm thinking about the other thing of like, I'm just gonna break my ankle on this turn. That is awesome, man. So where are you? Where are you? Like geographically?
Right now I am in Flushing, New York.
Cool.
Right in the center of it all. You know, just hanging out.
You ever get down to Main Street and down there Casino with all the shabu shabus over there, like the hot pots?
No, because I just moved over here and I just discovered Casino Park.
Oh, okay.
And I cannot stay away from there. So,
Dude, I'm gonna give you a little recommendation, especially when it starts getting cold outside. Okay, 41st and Main Street.
mm-hmm.
There's a restaurant. The sign is in all Korean, and it's bright. It's very bright, and there's steps that just go downstairs. Okay.
Okay.
Go down there one day. All right, and it is the best hot pot. Have you ever had a hot pot?
I know Hot Pockets.
Oh, hot pot is how would I describe it? So you have a burner and you get a broth that sits on the burner, and then you just order all the food and it all comes out raw, and you just start making and blending everything. But it is phenomenal, and it's a big this place is a Korean hot pot.
Oh.
So you could get like different flavored broths and such as a starting point and different sauces.
Mm-hmm.
Highly recommend it. But dude, you're in my favorite cuisine place of New York.
So this is like one of those places where like the options are endless, basically.
Yes.
Because you can make anything. Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I definitely have to check it out. You have to send me the information after.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Yeah. So all right, so you're in Flushing right now. What are your next steps? What have you been doing during COVID, and what are you planning on doing now?
During COVID, of course, for all the arts, you know, COVID hit hard. So like, you know, I was unemployed during COVID, but that gave me the perfect time to work on my music. So that's what I was doing during COVID. And because I had so much time to work on the craft, I got connected to this record label called Bentley Records. And I just signed with them, and we're working on the album and like 95% done. And we're about to release the album, and it's gonna be big stuff.
When's your release date?
So the release date for the album, sorry, the release date for the album is going to be August 21st. And then
Nice.
the release date for a single that we're releasing, to give it like an appetizer of the album, it's called The Anthem. That's going to be released August 18th.
Wow. Right, dude, next week.
Yeah, it's pretty close. So everything
Creeping,
is
man.
like,
It's creeping
yeah.
quick.
And I'm just like, oh no.
Are you going to be making any music videos from any of the songs?
I really want to, but that's like a future plan. So I've been talking to a bunch of videographers. I'm going to get connected with some of the videographers with the label and see if maybe we can get together and get some music video together. But I definitely plan on making music videos.
With if you were to choose a song on your album,
Mhm.
what song would it be to make the music video, and why?
I would probably choose. There's a song on my album called "Family Matters," which is it's basically kind of like the show, the show Family Matters that we grew up on.
Of course, man.
And yeah, I love that show. So I was like, it just sparked it. And it was like, oh, Family Matters, and then Family Matters. So the song is very bright and poppy, but the lyrics are very like, you gotta keep focused, and like you see that family matters, even though you guys are crazy, or even though you guys may bump heads, you never want to burn those bridges. But it's very bright, and like I know like with the video it's gonna be very fun to do because everybody's just gonna be dancing around and having fun with bright colors and stuff. And when you hear the song, you'll see.
I love that, man.
Thank you.
It's so positive too.
Yeah.
And it's so important, especially with what's going on right now with COVID.
Mm-hmm.
Family's everything, man.
Yeah. And
it opened your eyes to a lot of people that they're getting quality time back with the family, and they're realizing what has been missed in a lot of environments.
Yep.
So, all right. So you got an album popping, you got a single popping. You're having fun, man. This is like time of your life right now.
I am. It's been so weird. Like people have been like actually the other day I went to my hometown. I'm from South Ozone Park.
Cool.
And that's in Queens. And one of my friends came up to me and he was like, "Hey, what's up, Superstar?" And like I knew this kid, and like we go way back. And I was like, "How you doing? How you doing?" And we caught up. But then I was like walking, and then like some car drove past, and the person was like, "Hey," and I didn't get a good look at the person's face, but they were like, "Brandon, Brandon, Brandon," like waving out the window. I'm like, "Hey," but I didn't know who it was. I just didn't get a good look at his face, and I'm just like, "Oh, maybe people are noticing me." Ooh.
Yeah. That's gonna be the coolest feeling though, like especially like kids starting to grow. One of the things I've seen so many artists and been aside with so many artists that I mean way back in the day too, man. And just saw them rise. It's always remember your connection to people, man. Don't, it's that support of the people, because a lot of time in a few circumstances with me, I just saw the artists just forget about the people from the beginning.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden never look back and never showed any gratitude when they were the ones that built them, you know? So always pay it forward, man, because as you start rising and becoming, that superstar, and I have no doubt in my mind that you will become it.
Yeah. Thank you.
Just always remember to stop for a moment, have a look, appreciate and have gratitude for what you've developed. And now you have a voice, and a significant voice, and use it to influence others and to help others,
Yeah. And like that means a lot to me, because like even like me growing up, we've had a big family, and like morals was huge in our family, and like of course we bumped heads and stuff, but like we knew right from wrong, and like we know like how to keep a good heart and how to keep a head on our shoulder, just because that's how like my mom and my dad raised me. So
yeah, exactly. And you don't want to disappoint.
Yeah, I don't want to disappoint her, because then she's gonna come all the way where I am and smack me up.
Not even that. The feeling of disappointing.
Yeah, especially that.
Your grandparent is like.
Yeah, that's the worst.
It is. You and the guilt that you put on yourself. Like, yep, I messed up. So, dude, I know you put together some stuff for us too.
Yeah, I got some music for you guys. It's actually songs from the summer album, which isn't released yet, so it's a sneak preview.
Ooh, get out of here! No.
Yep.
Way.
And
Oh, this
then,
thank you.
yeah,
Okay.
and then we got I did a cover for for You Got a Friend in Me from Toy Story because I really like that one.
Yeah.
And then I also did one of my first songs that I've ever wrote, acoustic version of it, Marvelous. But that one is up on like all platforms already.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So, all right. So before we jump in with this, because I'm gonna keep you here after anyway.
Gotcha.
Is there any like, statement you want to just give everyone listening in and tuning in right now? Like, what's up?
Yeah. So just basically like, just do it. Because like the hardest part of like anything is like starting it. Like you always tell yourself, oh man, maybe I have to go to the gym, or you tell yourself, oh, I got to start jogging, or I have to start a diet plan. I have to.
Mhm.
How about I am doing. Like, you want to start it, because if you keep saying that you have to do it, it's never going to start.
Dude, you nailed it. And everyone listening,
Thank you.
if you didn't listen, go back 18 seconds. It's the truth. I mean, if you don't start, why the way I see this, I mean, like, look at how precious life is in general. Okay?
Yeah.
So we're given this opportunity. Why not just go for it? Why
Exactly.
why live with any later on and have regrets saying, I should have, could have.
Mhm.
No, do it. Just do it.
Just do it. Yeah.
And if you didn't get the expectation, first off, I go into everything with zero expectations. Zero. Okay. Because it never is the end result. I'm just thinking of my expectation may be one of a thousandth or millionth variation of what the outcome could actually be. So why
that is true? Yeah.
Expectation, So you just sit and drive and go and appreciate it. If it worked out in your favor, awesome. Evolve and mold to it. If it didn't, it's an education. It's teaching you.
Exactly.
I made a mistake, but identifying that mistake and being able to drive that and turn it around and saying, you know what, I won't make that mistake again. But because you caught it, and just to do. And Brandon, it sounds like that's exactly what you're doing, man. You've been driving. It sounds like you have a phenomenal support system around you. You have great friends, and that's a big piece of it too.
Yeah.
To have at your side.
Yeah. They're like huge in my support system, like my families, my brother, my friends, like everybody around me is very strong on me and like want to see me succeed, and that means a lot. It really helps, and a lot of people don't have it, so I'm lucky for it. I'm grateful for it,
dude. So with that said, I think this is a really good note to jump into this music, get people excited about.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. No, Brandon, you're an awesome person, man. This is so cool. I'm really happy and honored that you came on the show. Everyone listening in, man, show this guy some support, show this guy some love, share this out right now, and let's get Brandon Boyd's name out there, man.
Ooh.
Then you can forget about Charlie Moore, but it's all good. No.
We'll never forget about you, Charlie. We'll never forget.
All right, let's hear it, man. The stage is yours, bro.
Hello everyone, my name is Brandon Boyd, and today I'll be playing some music for you guys from the unreleased album, the summer album coming up. So look out for that, and then I'll also be doing some acoustic music for you guys. So I hope you enjoy that, and remember to light one up because you are listening to Kush Radio. Yep. Mona Lisa, Michelangelo, put some bass into the stereo. Watch how they switch up the scenario. Mona Lisa, Michelangelo. Mona Lisa, Michelangelo. Mona Lisa, Michelangelo. She love the light, she love the camera. She love the camera. I think I'm gonna marry her. Mona Lisa, Michelangelo. Mona Lisa, Michelangelo. I'm driving slow, hit the road for the most. We gon' let these bangers go. Let bygones be bygones. Someone help me, I'm trying. These mountains need climbing. Roughest ones are the diamonds. Oh, I think she like me. Might make her my wife, yeah. You know she's a Pisces. She do it just like Nike. I won't ever leave her. A hustle by any means, yeah. Checking on my team, yeah. Raise up like Adidas. See the world, it stops and they listen. See how the ground maneuvers when I pull up for that mission. Oh yeah. When it's two of us, we richer than the yacht club. Two turned up when we fuck, we make hot love. Everyone's against us, did I fail to mention? Reaping all the benefits, but wasn't in the trenches. She's Sunday on the surface, but Friday on the inside. Body of a goddess, you know she got them thick thighs. Yeah, Mona Lisa, Michelangelo. Put some bass into the stereo. Watch how they switch up the scenario. Mona Lisa, Michelangelo. Mona Lisa, Michelangelo. She love the light, she love the camera. I think I'm gonna marry her. Mona Lisa, Michelangelo. When we see opportunity, we'll seize it. Say later to the hater, tell the king, make him beat it. I've been praying in the garden of Eden, sitting at the table, I supper with my people. Everybody's equal, they made us think we're evil. Meant to rule the world, but they made us feel so fetal. We told them it was over, the world is on my shoulders. I realized all my eagles flew around me like some vultures. Mona Lisa, Michelangelo. Put some bass into the stereo. Watch how they switch up the scenario. Mona Lisa, Michelangelo. Mona Lisa, Michelangelo. Mona Lisa, Michelangelo. She love the light, she love the camera. She love the light, she love the camera. I think I'm gonna marry her. I think I'm gonna marry her. Mona Lisa, Michelangelo. Mona Lisa, Michelangelo. Mona Lisa, Michelangelo. Yeah. Put some bass into the stereo. Watch how they switch up the scenario. Mona Lisa, Michelangelo. Mona Lisa, Michelangelo. She love the light, she love the camera. I think I'm gonna marry her. Mona Lisa, Michelangelo. Mona Lisa, Michelangelo. Free to love, free the world, free my children. See their faces when we bust into the building. Making a noise, we rejoice cause we're different, yeah, yeah. Come alive, come to life when we light up. We're on our own, standing tall through the fire. Take me up, take me on, take me higher, yeah, yeah. Came from a home where family matters. Every climb I had to face, all of you were the ladders. And every prayer I had to pray, all the past and every all of you had a chapter, but I'm not home now. I'm in my zone now. Just to mom, she said pick up the phone now. I sing my songs out, I'm doing wrong now. I put my music and I'm gonna make you so proud. Everybody trying to be like us. Can't rock the mic, run the streets, they don't eat like us. Everybody, they don't see like us. Looking down from a view, they don't peek like us. Remember, they didn't notice us. We cut the word, I made it strong, built our focus up. We know that times are tough, but when you waste your time, you know your motive's fucked. Free to love, free the world, free my children. See their faces when we bust into the building. Making a noise, we rejoice cause we're different, yeah, yeah. Come alive, come to life when we light up. We're on our own, standing tall through the fire. Take me up, take me on, take me higher, yeah, yeah. Family, life's greatest blessing. A group that dreams, laughs, plays, and loves together. Those whom you can always count on, always present. Not only in the good times, the most precious gift. Came from a home where family's hard. Any problem that we have will be a problem to solve. Any problem that we have won't be a problem at all. I wish police understood were more like Officer Carl. And that we changed our address, took the restraints off. Beauty's underneath, watch our paint peel off. You were gone for so long, now we thought you were lost. I'm gonna fly this plane until the wheels fall off. Free to love, free the world, free my children. See their faces when we bust into the building. Making a noise, we rejoice cause we're different, yeah, yeah. Come alive, come to life when we light up. We're on our own, standing tall through the fire. Take me up, take me on, take me higher, yeah, yeah. Free to love, free the world, free my children. See their faces when we bust into the building. Making the noise, we rejoice cause we're different, yeah, yeah. Come alive, come to life when we light up. We're on our own, standing tall through the fire. Take me up, take me on, take me higher, yeah, yeah. We had too many problems knocking at our door. We love the chaos, so they called us animals. Go in the distance when they thought that we would fall. We took our pebbles and we turned them into gold. Saturday, those Saturdays, yeah, the message sent. We used to make noise on Monday through Friday with the pastor, but then on Sunday she make us repent. And I'm grateful for my melanin and the diamonds, we want all of them. I'm used to moving on my friends cause I can't seem to fit in, but with Saturdays I'll settle in. Thank you. Take it easy, don't choke. Open your eyes, stay woke. Yeah. This is a song I wrote. This is a song I wrote. 2 in the morning, fuck the time. On Saturdays I'll make it mine. We're in the hot seat and we're doing alright. It's about to put us in the limelight. Call a hotline, this is our time. We about to blow this shit up like Columbine. If you like the tunes, put it on repeat. We fell so many times and still don't know defeat. We had too many problems knocking at our door. We love the chaos, so they called us animals. Go in the distance when they thought that we would fall. We took our pebbles and we turned them into gold. Saturday, yeah, the message sent. We used to make noise on Monday through Friday with the pastor, but then on Sunday she make us repent. And the battle's never gonna end, but our front line's never gonna bend. We're strong. Family isn't blood if they don't really show you love, cause even family can be your friends. If I cut you when you bleed, what will I see? Will it be the same as mine or white supremacy? A place for all in the land of the free. Will I be judged by who I am racially? If I reached out my hand, would you help? Would you place my body on the top shelf? I only see us, there's no room for the others. You can always hate us and we'll still call you our brothers. We had too many problems at the door. We love the chaos, so they called us animals. Go in the distance when they thought that we were full. We took our pebbles and we turned them into gold. Saturday, yeah, the message sent. We used to make noise on Monday through Friday with the pastor, but then on Sunday she make us repent. Saturday, yeah, the message sent. We used to make noise on Monday through Friday with the pastor, but then on Sunday she make us repent. And I'm grateful for my melanin. Yeah. And the diamonds, we want all of them. Saturday, yeah, the message sent. We used to make noise on Monday through Friday with the pastor, but then on Sunday she make us repent. Amen. Saturday, yeah, the message sent. We used to make noise on Monday through Friday with the pastor, but then on Sunday she make us repent. Amen. Saturday.
Got a friend in me. You've got a friend in me. When the road is rough ahead and you're miles and miles from your nice warm bed, just remember what your old pal said, because you got a friend in me. in me. Oh. You've got troubles, well, I've got them too. Hey, there is nothing that I won't do. We stick together, we'll see it through, because you got a friend in me. And as the years go by, our friendship will never die. Oh, oh, oh. Oh, can't you see? It's our destiny, because you got a friend in me. And as the years go by, oh, our friendship will never die. Oh, oh, oh. Oh, can't you see? It's our destiny. Oh, because you got a friend in me. You got a friend in me. You got a friend in me. Give me one last time with my childhood days, when the sun in the sky, it was a better place. When truth and honesty had made us just. Oh, and with or without you, we'll be marvelous. When I was younger, things were the same, but aging pride caught up, and that's when things started to change. Refuse the flame with shame and pride, to see the scars in your heart, we'll see the pain in your eyes. And go to record labels to record a label, focus on fame and fortune, won't put the storm up on the table, but it's what they want us to see. Media transfer vision, MTV, and I'm forced to wear the trendiest things, but I don't have a problem when they're calling out my name like B. I really love those kicks, but $350 for a compliment? Woo! Give me one last time with my childhood days, when the sun in the sky was a better place. Truth and honesty had made us just. Oh, and with or without you, remember we were younger, jumping in the water, but too afraid to go under. Afraid to be blind to what we can't see, but I can't see anything standing in front of me. But is it my fault that I can't rise? Is it my fault that I can't see what's hidden inside? No. But what can we do? We show them our definition of 1 + 2, because we're just fallen angels trying to fly back up, but we're not able. And if we put our minds to it, our wings will spread away and fly away with the music. Woo! Give me one last time with my childhood days, when the sun in the sky was a better place. The truth and honesty had made us just. Oh, and with or without you, we'll be marvelous. Whoa, 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 yeah. Trust you and me will be marvelous. And stop and look around and stop and beat them down and stop and God I trust you and me will be marvelous.
Yo, what's up? Yo, that was awesome, man.
Oh, thank you.
The transition into the acoustic was dope, and I totally see why you would choose Family Matter as video. That was awesome, man.
Thank you.
I got up for a minute because I'm like, yo, he's going. I got to get out of this damn chair and get up.
I had to stretch my legs. I was getting cramp. I had to stretch.
Dude, that was awesome, man. I can't wait to hear this album, man, and like come out.
Oh
And
yeah,
so
it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun.
yeah. So tell me, how can people reach you? How do you like people?
If you guys want to reach me, you can reach me on Facebook under Brandon Boyd, and then you can reach me under Instagram under Brandon the Boyd. And you can email me if you want, Brandon A Ford 94 at gmail.com. And,
Brandon, what?
Brandon A like Apple.
Apple. Yep.
Ford like the car.
Cool.
94 at gmail.com.
That's awesome. That's awesome,
Yeah.
dude. You're there. You go. Thank you, Steve. Steve is awesome. Man. Steve is great. So, I just want to, dude, yo, thank you so much, man, for
Thank you
coming
so
on.
much for having me.
All right, high level statements, people, man. I know you did one right before the music, but you know, just throw a quick shout out to these guests here.
I would just want to say thank you to like everybody that like supported me, like everybody that was part of like my Saturdays team. I want to thank my little brother Tyking. He's always like there, like supporting me. He's in my corner all the time. My whole family, they always supporting me. They're always like, you know, pushing me to do better. And when I do mess up, they tell me about myself. But you know, that's what you need.
Yes,
So,
yes, you do.
yeah. And then I want to thank the movers also, because like without the movers, I wouldn't be where I am, and they've helped me a lot. Tommy Nickel, like me and him are good friends, and he has really helped me, and I've helped him too. So no
yeah. and again, you're in the movie, and this
yes,
is, so I can't wait. I can't wait to just check this out, man. This is gonna be awesome.
Yeah,
So,
thank you.
By the way, did you know it's Steve's birthday today?
Oh, happy birthday!
He's working on his birthday. I told him, I'm like, we could postpone, and he's like, no.
What?
Yeah, it's his birthday. So,
Why?
Steve, I had to bring it out, man. Happy birthday, Steve. Thank you so much, man. You're a kick-ass.
Happy birthday.
You're doing this on your birthday. It's greatly appreciated. So, happy birthday, Steve. Happy
birthday, Steve.
All right, Brandon, dude, thank you so much for joining us, man. And any way we could support you, you know, just reach out to us, tag us, anything. Just
Gotcha. Will do. Thank you so much. And same from me to you.
appreciate that. Thank you. That's what friends are for, man.
Thank you.
Take it easy, Brandon. All right, guys. Brandon Boyd, yeah, he's awesome. What a great personality. He seems like in a beautiful way. And yeah, so this was a great episode of our Planting Seeds event. So we had a really good successful Planting Seeds. You know, we got to learn about solar from the real true expert in the entire industry of solar. We got to hear Rob rip on that keyboard, Michelle doing some yoga, cooling us down, and playing Boyd talking about gave us a sneak peek at his all out, and that is so exciting and so honoring. This is what Kush is, keeping us sustainably healthy. It's a matter of building the collective, like-minded people together as a community. And, you know, let's just focus on building a healthier future, supporting each other, and, you know, from independent musicians and independent businesses. This is what community is all about. And we're bringing this to you virtually. And, you know, hopefully it's out to a whole bunch of eyes. So if you guys enjoyed this episode, like this episode, visit KushRay.net. Follow us on Instagram, follow us on Facebook, share this, and sign up for our newsletter. Our newsletter is going to be fun. It's going to be a whole bunch of new releases of just what we're doing in the world. We do a lot of cool stuff. So, yeah, come join us. Come join the Kush movement. So, and if you want to really get our attention, hashtag Kush movement in any of your posts. You can even tag us at Kush.where, and it's a way just to, you know, if you want a voice, you can be it, you know. So it's not just me, it's a lifestyle. We're Kush. This is Planting Seeds episode, and that's it, guys. I think this was a great evening. So I want to wish all you guys good evening, and I'm going to go sound right now. So take it easy. You all, guys.